Hi, this is Living Between Paychecks. I'm Fish. Oz is behind the camera.
Hello.
The other two people are somewhere else. And we're going to make a blueberry pie.
Yeah, she showed me how to make the fancy one, so she had to come in here and do it herself.
Yeah.
Fish totally screws up the intro.
Like, share, and
Take
subscribe
two.
first. You can subscribe down in the left-hand corner. Like, share, subscribe. All the links are in the doobly-doo. Hit the ring bell. You can buy the merch, like this cool apron that I'm wearing, and Oz is totally
she
making
nailed that
fun of me
line.
behind
Awesome.
the camera.
I'm coaching.
There we go.
Let's get into the pie.
Pies.
So super simple stuff. You're going to need a little bit of butter, 2 of these defrosted, you want them thawed, 9-inch pie crust, a little bit of granulated sugar, and 2 cans of blueberry pie filling, or any kind of pie filling. Preheat your oven at 425. Get you a little bit of butter, just a little bit. Use whatever knife that Fish can find in the thing, and don't pay attention where the camera is. So throw it in your 9-inch pie plate. Use the disposable ones or the glass ones, and then rub it all around the edges. Get you a little bit of sugar and sprinkle around the edges, or just throw it in the middle if you're Fish, and then clean your fingers around the rest of it. That's what it's going to look like. Now you roll out your other crust, right, after you sprinkled in the sugar, and then you're going to take that crust and gently put it in there, press it in where it'll make that bowl, make sure there's enough hanging over the edges to kind of help with the crust. You're going to have something to stick it to. You don't want the crust to slip down when it's baking or whatever. So give it a nice fit in there. Put your 2 cans of filling in here. Be sure to take the lids all the way off. That's rule number 1. That's what we call Frank's Law. Take any kind of metal lid completely off, because you will cut somebody that way. And then use your spoon and rattle it around just enough to annoy Jack, and then put it in there. But you're going to need both of them, and then make them fit. Some people just use one and make it a little bit of a thin pie, whatever. But I enjoy the bigger ones. I like them big, apparently. Now this is where you get your lattice work here. This is not a team thing. This is how we're going to screw it up. Get you a nice sharp knife. Shout out to Andy. Now you got to take your other crust that's nice and thawed out, and then you want to cut it in about 1-inch strips. Sometimes it's easier to just work with half of your crust and with your arm in front of the camera. So it is doughy. So sometimes it's just easier to use your sharp knife just to press down and do that and make sure the camera can see it. But once you get into 1-inch strips, you want to keep them separate to see exactly where they go on the pie, because you put them just like you're there. You're just going to turn them 90 degrees and put them the other way. So this is what we're going to talk about. You're going to stop one edge here, right? And then when you get your next one, after you get your next one, like I said, if you're sticking or whatever to them, you can use a little flour in your fingers. Never had to do that before. And then just layer it down. And then you want to over or under weave these. Relatively easy. This takes a while. This will actually take longer than most of the time it takes to cook the pie. And the more you get the filling on this while you're flipping back and forth, the more pain in the tuchus it is. But just lay it across there. Don't worry about how messy it gets. And then make sure to let your friend help, because they're going to screw it up somewhere. See, just kind of do it this way, and then ta-da, we got that. All right. And it's easier to start in the middle than it is to start at the edge, because it's a lot longer or whatever. And then lay those out. And then get yelled at because that's not where that goes. See? And just alternate. That one goes down. Those come up. See? And then your edge is just going to kind of cover all of it there. Okay, so I know it sounds like dead air, but I'm showing this. I was thinking of speeding it up, but because of how much it goes in here, this is where I get yelled at, where I don't know what I'm doing, apparently.
What are you doing?
But just in and out, it's a simple weave. There you go. You put that in there. Make sure to, I try to get uniform holes in all my pies, but sometimes you can't help it, especially when your friend is Fish and he's trying with your pie, so it almost completely closes up one side. But if you use these, it's kind of scoot them over, leave enough holes and edges in there for it to steam. You don't have to cut it. Because remember, our apple pie, we stab cuts into it, put our names and stuff on it to vent that stuff. But with this big lattice work, you don't have to worry about that. You just want to know if your OCD's there, and these screwy squares on this one, it's already making my eyes vibrate. So I tried to help, and they got yelled at, so I tried to help some more, got yelled at again, tried to help, and then the pie went down. So I think she was right on that, but I'll never tell her to her face. Now again, you can either use your fingers or get your kitchen shears, or what I was yelled at and told were just craft scissors. and just take and cut off all the edges and just go around. You can leave it on there, but that tends to burn relatively easy, especially if you're not using the aluminum foil, which like we did before, you can cover up the edges with aluminum foil and it keeps them from browning faster than everything else because they're thinner, there's nothing underneath it. But we're not going to do that this time. So use you a fork, mash the edges, make it look all fancy. Just doop, doop, doop. And if it doesn't stick, you can always put water something in there. Don't stick your hand in there, you're going to get hit with a fork. Once you get in there, you put it in 425. You're going to put it in for 40 minutes. It's absolutely hot. So please be careful when you do that. Watch what you're doing. Don't touch the sides. Put it in the middle of the oven if you can. After 40 minutes, pull it out and get you a pat of butter. And you want to run it around the edges, especially where all that browning is already starting to occur. Like we're talking about the aluminum foil will slow down. You can do that. It's just I always feel like it falls off and I waste aluminum. And then go over the middle with it. Okay, just any of the top side there other than where the filling is going through. Then get you a little more sugar and kind of sprinkle it out there. I kind of learned from fish and threw a whole bunch of sugar right in that one corner, so I apologize. Put it back in. You're going to put it back in for another 10 minutes at 425. And then pull it out, and be sure to use oven mitts or pot holders or whatever. Don't just reach in there and go to yoinking stuff around. But there, you got a pie. Let it cool, and then slice it up. Serve it next to, any kind of ice cream you like. I prefer to put it next to vanilla ice cream, mostly just because I'm basic, I guess. But that's usually the only one you can find at the dollar store over here. But yeah, if you do it differently, let us know. That's why Fish was here, is because I didn't know how to do the last work. And then come to find out, she was kind of loose on the idea too. So let us know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. This will keep pretty good for a few days. Just be sure to keep it covered. You can keep it in the refrigerator if you want. I always like reheating mine when I serve it. It's great for taking it to work and reheating there. Unless you're got people that are on a diet, then they'll probably beat you with sticks because they're on a diet and you're bringing pie. But this works pretty well. I'd use it for food prep, but food prep is for people that are trying to eat healthy. This is just sugar and stuff. So this is great. If you got any other ideas for other pies, I want to do a savory pot pie. Let us know. Let me know. Put it down in the comments, and let's get back to Fish screwing up. Here we go. Fish fucks up the outro. Take one.
And there we have it. We got the pie done. So you can follow us on all of our socials. We have Facebook, Pinterest, and Patreon. All three of those are Living Between Paychecks. Our Instagram is Living Between. We had to shorten it for some fucking reason. I don't know why. And then we have anything else?
Then
we have
me, you can find Oz. I'm on everything, including TikTok and Twitter. And then Fish apparently has an OnlyFans somewhere.
No, I don't.
You don't have an OnlyFans?
No. No, I only.
But you're on Instagram though, right?
I do have an Instagram. It's at FishArtFish.
And if you play Amphgard in the Celestial Kingdom or whatever, hopefully she'll be Monarch. We find out tonight, which is awesome. So by the time you see this, we probably already know one way or another. And I'll do another ending where she's all, fuck whoever won, whatever.
Fuck whoever won. Stupid. I don't like the guy.
So if you play Amphgard, this is Surfish. You got to get used to that, right? And yeah.
Oh, if you do it differently in the comments, go ahead and let us know in the comments.
Yeah, tell us how wrong we are, how screwed up we did this blueberry pie.
And again, you can buy the merch at the merch store.
Because we're a small business and we appreciate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.